Welcome to the Jeff Crilley Show. And now, here's Jeff Crilley.
Welcome back to the Jeff Crilley Show. There is a famous proverb: give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. My guests right now, Amy Green and Anthony Collins from the Housing Crisis Center. Thank you for being on the Jeff Crilley Show.
Thank you for having
Thanks for having us.
Now, that proverb about giving a man a fish versus teaching a man to fish, that really does hit home with what you guys are all about, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Absolutely.
We're very proud of the work that we do and in trying to reintegrate homeless people back into society so they can live as normal people again. A lot of times they don't feel normal because there are a lot of issues that they're dealing with. And we try to peel back those layers to get to the root cause of their homelessness and then try to stabilize them and prevent homelessness later on in life.
I think that's outstanding. Amy, I know that there are a lot of soup kitchens and there's a lot of wonderful efforts being done to feed the homeless and clothe the homeless, but getting the homeless back on their feet is really a critical mission, isn't it?
It really is. And, Jeff, I think that's where Housing Crisis Center is so unique. We work with other agencies, other nonprofits in our continuum of care here in Dallas. And so we have some wonderful partners in this, and we appreciate what they do and their different steps throughout the continuum of care and helping somebody, helping us fight homelessness. And frankly, we're curing homelessness and with their help. But Housing Crisis Center and what makes it so attractive, it was attractive to me, but makes it so attractive to my friends and those fellow board members and our supporters is that it does break the cycle of homelessness. So it's not just an overnight shelter. It doesn't just provide, soup for one day. We teach them how to do it. And I say we. I'm chairman of the board. I'm not one of our coaches or hands-on with the clients, but they are so amazing. They have wonderful stories to tell and are so grateful and thankful. And even after they have left the programs, and I usually say graduated, because they have been given the tools to succeed in life after this and avoid homelessness. And that, I think, for many of us is an important just humanitarian issue and a matter of dignity. But more important, or as important, is preventing these people. It's a whole family a lot of the time. We have many families. So it's preventing their children from being homeless, preventing them from being poor, giving them the tools to succeed by watching others and watching their parents succeed. So, it's keeping them out of our jails. It's keeping them out of our hospitals where they don't have insurance or, the preventative care. Instead, we're, putting things in place and the building blocks in place to not just ensure they succeed, but that the community succeeds.
Absolutely.
And in a little bit, when you're ready, we'll talk about the kind of the finances of it. But one of the selling points is that we are fiscally responsible and we save Dallas millions of dollars every year by these people who are our clients not being on the streets. And so just by avoiding homelessness, we've saved money for the community.
Anthony, I know you've helped countless individuals over the years. Who is there a face or a person that you think of in terms of a success story that you'd like to share?
Yes. Recently, we had one of our permanent supportive, or what we call chronically homeless vets, to purchase a home. He had been in the program for about 5 or 6 years, had saved around $20,000, and he wanted to go home ownership route. So with us being able to coach him financially, budget-wise, also legal advice on buying homes, he purchased a home.
Wow.
And, I mean, this is just one of the good stories that we have of the good work that we try to do.
What does that do to your heart when you see something like that happen?
I mean, it's amazing because I remember my mother, Rita Collins. She's always had a heart for people, And I guess that's where I got that from. And when I see people thriving, from a bad place to a better quality of life, I mean, that just makes our work all the more rewarding for us, not just for the participants, but for us as well.
My guests right now, Amy Green and Anthony Collins from the Housing Crisis Center. Amy, you mentioned the finances. What's the best way people could support you guys right now?
Oh, and if you don't mind, Jeff, I know I'm going to get off topic here. I would love to just say something, add on to something that Anthony just said.
Absolutely.
Sustainability. That is one of our huge keys and models for success at HCC, and it's not just putting that person in a home, and the veteran that he was speaking about specifically, not just putting that person in a home, but knowing he's going to succeed and that he will be able to pay the taxes on the home, that he has the tools and knows how to run a household, knows how to keep it, knows how to pay the taxes, knows how to make all of that going forward last. We don't worry that he's going to be evicted in a year or two or the home foreclosed on. It's going to be sustained, and so we have confidence that he will succeed long after he's left HCC, and that to us is very important. On the fundraising side of things, we have 2 events every year. Afternoon tea with HCC, which is in the spring, and it is a fundraiser and an awareness event to help with our programs for moms usually and their children who were previously homeless as a result of domestic violence. And then in the fall, on November 6th, which is a Friday, we will have a Patriot Party, and this is our 5th annual Patriot Party. It's at the Mansion on Turtle Creek, and this is to help support our programs for veterans. And we have, I'll let Anthony tell you more about those programs, but the veterans programs, which of course are near and dear to our hearts since they protect all of our freedoms, and we would not be here, and certainly not in this way without them. So in any event, that's what that event is for. And we usually raise, $250,000 in one night. And so it's a wonderful event and lots of fun.
Anthony, let's talk about that since Amy brought up veterans. I mean, I think about the men and women who put their lives on the line for us. Often some of their toughest battles are the ones they fight here at home, isn't it?
Yes.
Talk about the programs that go to the veterans.
Well, every program that we have 4 programs, and each program will serve a number of vets. Our permanent supportive housing programs, long-term housing programs, our Veterans Housing Partnership, we serve 50 vets, 50 vet families. In our Permanent Housing Services Program, we serve 20 veterans, all individuals. And then we have another program, families type program, that we will serve up to 25 vets. So at any given time, we will serve about 90 to 100 veteran families or individuals.
And in terms of keeping people in the home and teaching them new skills, are we talking about everything from balancing a checkbook to maybe dealing with a medical condition that causes self-destructive behavior?
Yes. At HCC, our empowerment coaches, we move from the case management model of telling people what to do and try to coach them into what they believe they need to do and give them the tools to succeed in that. We do budgeting, we do financial education, legal services, and of course all the vets are VA, or Veteran Administrative connected. So any wraparound services that they need, they can get those from the VA. But we try to keep them housed and teach them life skills that they either forgotten or just can't seem to master in the programs.
Absolutely. To me, this seems like the difference between somebody who is teaching somebody wellness versus the person who's putting the Band-Aid on the wound and sending them out the door. Amy, talk about how profound it is to be able to teach a man to fish, so to speak.
I think you nailed it there with the. We certainly need those first aid responders, and there are some changes in the way that some of the programs, the best models or the best practices, are rolled out now. As with anything, there are changes that as we learn, we improve methods, and so those first responders look a little different. We at HCC are able to do more of that in different ways, but than we did 10 years ago, or 20 or 30. HCC's been in the community nearly 40 years, so many people are unaware of it. But and it's known as Dallas's best kept secret charity because it's been here so long doing such good work. It is that good work that our coaches do at HCC and our executive directors, and been blessed with. We have a wonderful one right now, and we've had other good ones. We have wonderful people who work at HCC and who run our volunteer legal clinic to help people stay in their homes or avoid homelessness. There's so many different components and programs, and it's the people who are working there who make that difference, who make that dedication to their clients, their peers in the programs. It lets me put my head on the pillow at night and go to sleep to know that I did something good for somebody else. And I think being chairman of the board of Housing Crisis Center has been a very moving experience for me, even though I don't work hands-on very often with any of the, nor do I have the training to do so with the clients, to hear the stories that on a daily basis, Anthony and our executive director, Sherry Ansley, and previous executive directors and case managers have passed on. It's so rewarding, and probably the most rewarding experience I've ever had in my whole life. I mean, Housing Crisis Center has been very dear to me. Wow,
you guys have been wonderful guests. We're going to have you back maybe as we approach one of your fundraisers. Give the audience one more time your website so they can support you.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you. www.hccdallas.org. So again, it's hccdallas.org, and we're also on Facebook. So look us up, please like us, and look up the information about Patriot Party. It's going to be a fun event, and please come join us. It's a cocktail party atmosphere, and wear your red, white, and blue.
Awesome.
It's a fun event.
Thank you once again, Amy and Anthony, and we hopefully we'll have you back.
Thank you so much, Jeff.
Absolutely. Coming up next, a man who's built a thriving medical practice in Dallas. He'll share the prescription to his success when we come back on The Jeff Crilley Show.